Today is about supporting young people with disabilities to have a voice of their own, and to also start to think about what they want for their adult life, and to start to plan for their adult life, but putting them in the centre of that planning rather than lots of different professionals saying what they think is best for a young person. It's turning it on its head and letting the young people say, well, what's best for them, and supporting them to do that. We've got people from Buckinghamshire County Council, from very, very senior managers down to kind of people right at the coalface, people like social workers, support workers. We've also got people from the health services as well, like nurses, and we've got some primary care doctors here. We've got parents of disabled children, and we've got a group of disabled children themselves here to kind of give their take on things and put their perspective across.
Why are you always in trouble?
Why don't you listen? Make it a job.
Why don't you pay attention?
Blah blah blah.
Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah.
Blah blah blah.
Blah 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 blah.
I think for too long we've been, if you like, in a way process driven and driven by the paperwork, which I think has stifled and made the review process probably more formal than it needs to be, not as relaxed and not as focused on the needs of young people.
I think the new process will hopefully level the playing field for everybody. It will give everybody a voice, everybody time to be able to put their views across and to look at the person rather than the forms. And we can communicate how they want things to be communicated to them, and to find out where they're at now and what their hopes and dreams are for the future.
My aspirations for today is for everybody to have a sound understanding of what a person-centred transition review is and why it's so important to young people, and how we can really empower them to have a voice of their own and to start to think about what they want for when they become adults.
So how did you find today?
It was great.
Really good, really good. Learned a lot.
Has anybody had a bad review, a bad experience before?
I have. Well, when I went to my review, they didn't listen to me. They were writing things down without even looking at me or telling me what they were writing down, and basically just forgot I was there and just talked amongst themselves.
What did you think of today?
I think the whole outcome of today actually showed that some reviews can be really, really good.
I think this process allows for a greater involvement of all professionals and for people to collaboratively work together for the best outcomes for young people. We have a few centres of excellence who actually have rolled this out and have used this for a number of years. I think the trick is actually trying to get everybody involved in it, and then to take it across a wider range of youngsters, not just those youngsters in special schools, but youngsters in mainstream schools as well.
It is a very important day. It's one of these days when I think we are going to start something very special. The groundwork has been done, and I know that I hope my colleagues from the different schools, not only the special schools, but especially from the mainstream schools, will take this initiative back to their senior leaders and say this is the thing and this is the way forward, because this is enabling students to have the choice and the voice.